Hi everybody, it's Becca at So Darn Twisted. Thank you for coming back and visiting my little channel, my little corner of YouTube and the like. Today I'm going to show you how to make this little tuck spot that I have in my rose garden journal, because it's ridiculously simple, quick and easy, uses only very basic supplies, and you can knock out a load of these on a mass make or anything like that. They'd be really good to send out to people in Happy Mail, I think, as well, and they can use up the wealth of book pages that we end up with. So let's get started. Alright, so first of all, let's see what we're going to need to do this tutorial. I'm using very basic supplies and tools, so as I say, they are completely beginner friendly. You can just use scissors, you don't need a paper trimmer, but I tend to use one because, well, those of you who've stuck with me for a while know that me and scissors, we're not the best of friends really. We don't get on all that well. A couple of pieces of scrap or just some coordinating paper that works with your project. I've got more than I was actually needing for this tutorial, purely because I'm actually filming two today and I'd forgotten to separate the stuff. But yeah, so just a couple of little pieces of paper is what you need. On top of that, you will want either just a basic corner rounder, you don't have to use it, or a decorative corner punch, but again, it's not really a need, you can use it if you want to. Glue you absolutely will need, and obviously ink if that's the look you're going for around the edges. So the book pages that I have here are the ones from the Rose Garden journal. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the edging off of here, as it's a bit wide on this particular book. There is a hell of a lot of, kind of clear space around the outside edge that I'd just rather not have quite so much. I don't measure it, it's just eyeball it, see how much I think can come off to still get a reasonable size out of it, but that is entirely up to you how big or small you want your tuck spot to be. Now, you remember the part where I told you that this is ridiculously easy? So the first thing that you're going to do, so this paper really shreds and sheds because it's so old. That said, it's really thick as well, which is good. All right, so the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half, like that, lengthways. Then your top two corners, you're going to fold all the way down to that line there. So you're meeting your centre line. Bring the other one across and do the exact same thing. Obviously, you don't have to be precision measuring or anything. Now, the back piece, you don't fold all the way. You're just going to fold that by a bit. Try to follow a straight line of the text if you're using a book page, it does help. And then just do the same thing on the other side. And fold that down. See, I told you that was really simple. Now, if you grab your ink and ink whichever parts are going to be visible, so obviously you don't need to do any of this because this bit's going to be getting glued in, so just ink around the rest of it on the bits that you can see. So we'll come back in a second. Alright, so now you should have it all inked on the parts that you can see, if you are inking. I know some projects don't require it. Now, to stop this just flapping around, what I did was I just put a little line of glue, just like 1/2 centimetre to 1 centimetre from your centre crease. Just give that a bit of a glue down, like that. And then we're going to glue down these larger front flaps as well. Get a bit on there. Same thing this side. And if you are leaving the little flaps at the back, because obviously you can cut them off if you prefer, but I prefer to have the sort of smoother folded edge to them. So I'm gonna, others I would do it so they look torn, but with this I didn't want to do that this time. So throw them down. Excellent. That part's done. Now you can just leave it at that. You don't have to decorate it any further. It's done. And what I would do is, if I had one that had this wide aperture here, I would make that into a pocket. So I would only be gluing this section down, and I would leave that section open as a pocket, and then a tuck spot in the front. So obviously that's entirely up to you guys and your own preferences, but I'm probably going to decorate the front of this just a little bit. Now, to get a relatively good measurement here, to match in, you can just, if you know that you want sort of this much of a gap, just kind of increase that by a, you know, about as much again, and then just make yourself a little line, and then, you know, if you cut across there, that's going to fit. And I actually am going to use scissors. Right, my paper trimmer is sat right there, but you know, I think with that I can pretty much wing it. So now that will fit in there with the gap that you wanted. So let's just zoom that in a little bit. There you go. You see a little bit better now? So again, all I did was, it's very easy with triangles to do it this way. So again, I'm looking that I want that much of a gap, so I'm just doubling that gap, and then I know there and there that will fit. So it's just a really kind of quick and easy cheat if you want it to look, you know, like it was all nicely measured and all that kind of thing without actually measuring it. There you go. You're welcome for that one. God knows it saved me some grief. And then I'll probably do a contrasting pattern down the front of that one. What about some of this one? Yeah, we'll have some of this one. That's grand. So I'm just going to rip a chunk of that one off. Get those out of the way. Okay, so I know that again, I'm going to want that about there. Oh, just knocked that completely out then. It's fine. I'm fine, it's fine, everything's fine. Little line, little line. Okay, on that one, I am going to use my trimmer. Oh, it's pathetic, isn't it? Actually pathetic, but you know, whatever works. I prefer to know that I'm getting these the right, you know, the right shape. If I try and cut that by hand, it would just go horribly wrong. Okay, so now quickly ink around the pieces that you've just cut, which won't take a second, so I won't bother pausing the video for this one or speeding through it, because I'm going to just remind you guys that on Saturday the 27th at 8 PM GMT, if you join me here live on YouTube, I will be hosting my 500 subscriber giveaway, which obviously it would be great if you guys would come along and join me and have a chance of winning the prizes that I'm going to be offering. Now at this point, if you want to use a corner punch, you can do it on the on these corners as well before you fold them if you want to. That's not an issue. I'm just gonna, I should have done that bit before I finished the inking and stuff really, but it's only a little touching just to bring that back. There we go. So that's better. It just looks a little bit more intentionally done. So yeah, 8 PM GMT. If you're not sure what time that is in your time zone, you can just hit Google and search UK GMT, you know, to whatever your time zone is. So, you know, sort of UST or BST, or I can't even remember half of them, if I'm perfectly honest. I barely remember my own. But yeah, that will then tell you what the time difference is. I think you can probably even search, you know, 8 p.m. GMT too, and find out what actual time it would be that way. Or if you've got one of the electronic assistants, I'm sure if you were to ask that, it would tell you as well. I know that my both Siri and Google devices will tell me the conversion, so that could be a possibility for you. So there we go, we're just gluing the last one of those in place, at which point you could now add a sentiment across it, you know, or just in the middle. You could decorate it with some little flowers, or, you know, basically whatever you wanted, you can do, you can add to that however. But the basic part is that your tuck spot is now done, it is finished, and it is decorated. So I think that counts as a really quick and easy cheat tutorial. So I hope you liked that one. I hope you guys can make absolute loads of these. They're a great way to use up scraps and, like I say, book pages as well. So it's always useful to have little extra projects to be able to do that with. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm dropping absolutely everything and making a right noise. But yeah, as I say, mass making these would be really cool, and happy mail and all that kind of stuff. So it will take quite a lot to fill it, because you've got that nice kind of gap there, so you can really stuff that as well, which is also good. A lot of tuck spots, because they're sort of glued quite firmly, you can only fit a small amount in there, but this way you can fit quite a bit. So there you go, my lovelies. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, I want you to give me a thumbs up if you did, because that really helps. Hit the little bell if you want to be subscribed about my future videos, because I have the next one coming will be how to make the inset spine from the journal that I did that this is going in. So keep an eye out for that one, and I'll see you guys soon. Happy crafting.